Our next recipient of the Medal of Honor is Dr. Kitty Harris, the Director of Recovery Science Research at Texas Tech University. Presenting the medal to Dr. Harris will be Tom Bennett of the Recovery Division of the Acadia Healthcare. So, Tom? Oh, there you go.
Right.
Hello. A few months back, Father Tom and I discussed the nomination of Dr. Kitty Harris as a recipient of the Medal of Honor. The more we discussed it, the more excited we got. Dr. Harris has been recognized across the country as a leader, and her name has become synonymous with recovery in general and collegiate recovery in particular. When she took the position as the director of Texas Tech University's Center for the Study of Addiction and Recovery 14 years ago, it was housed in a small 2 or 3 office suite of about 300 or 400 square feet. Through her leadership, guidance, and fundraising efforts, the center moved to a multi-million-dollar, 3-level, 17,000 square foot facility and became a gathering place in the center of campus for all students in recovery and those willing to take the first steps toward getting clean and sober. It has become a ray of hope for parents and their children from every corner of the United States. This year, the center will award 120 scholarships to students that may not be admitted to many other schools in this country because of their dismal college records, their less than qualifying GPAs, or their felony histories. In this program, students are accepted with 0.9 and 1.2 GPAs and graduate with 3.6s, 3.8s, and 4.0s. Some come literally from being homeless or living in their cars. They become counselors, therapists, physicians, engineers, lawyers, teachers, and parents whose children will never know them as alcoholics or addicts. When I first met Dr. Harris 8 years ago, I was mesmerized with what was taking place on our campus. Dr. Harris explained, she taught me what it meant to invest in human capital. It's the first time I ever heard that term. She explained that this was about second chances and sometimes third and fourth chances. I was soon asked to join the advisory board of the Institute for the Study of Addiction and Recovery in Families. When I introduced Father Tom to collegiate recovery and then to Texas Tech, the plan formed in his mind to further the success of the young men from the island, and they began applying to and being accepted to college. In April of this year, Father Tom joined me on the advisory board at Texas Tech. His work, with your support, the foundation that Dr. Harris laid, and the growth and validation of collegiate recovery programs is, in Dr. Harris' words, changing the trajectory of these young lives. Father Tom's work has taken him to numerous colleges and universities to be considered as a destination for the young men as they leave the island. But Texas Tech is the go-to school because, as I call it, it's the mother house of collegiate recovery. Dr. Harris' newest undertaking is the creation and development of the Foundation for Recovery Initiatives, continuing to inspire and support students in recovery to lead rich and rewarding lives. Kitty Harris has become my friend, a colleague, a mentor, an inspiration, and an ethical compass. It is an honor as a new member of the Board of Trust at Enders Island to read this proclamation, which is here. The St. Edmund's Medal of Honor presented to Dr. Kitty Harris, Foundation for Recovery Initiatives on October 14, 2016. The Catechism of the Catholic Church states, "The moral virtues are acquired by human effort. They are a fruit and seed of morally good acts. They dispose all the powers of the human being for communion with divine love. Dr. Kitty Harris is manifested to everyone she encounters by her repeated acts of kindness, compassion, and generosity of talent, the reality of the notion that one person can change the world." As a mentor, educator, and role model, Kitty Harris has led countless young men and women From the depths of misery and despair and into recovery, healing, and hope, through her personal relationship with God, she has taught others that they too are beloved by God. The diversity of her expertise and her visionary approach to the needs of the collegiate recovery community have made her a pillar of professional integrity and innovation. By any measure, Kitty Harris' work has been a clear reflection of Christ's restorative and healing ministry. In the tradition of St. Edmund of Canterbury, Kitty Harris is an ordinary woman living an extraordinary life. She truly is a woman of virtue, compassion, and grace. It is therefore the distinct honor and high privilege of the Board of Trustees of St. Edmund's Retreat to bestow upon Dr. Kitty Harris the St. Edmund's Medal of Honor for service to the church and community.
This is the medals, also a nomination of
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Wow, it's a little bit overwhelming. I am grateful to be here tonight. I'm grateful and honored and humbled by the opportunity to get to share the story of collegiate recovery. And I do believe in investing in human capital. I believe that that's what we do every time we work with a young person that struggled. Kevin, you did a great job. Did a great job. So much. You know, it's really hard to take much credit for something that I have done out of a passion. I think that I was given that passion and it became a calling. And it became a means for me to find a reason to get up in the morning, to live a life, I think, of some purpose and significance. And so I'm very grateful to Father Tom and all of the board for the honor of being able to acknowledge the fact that second chances make a difference. And to acknowledge the fact that some of us haven't made the best choices initially, but we've had that opportunity to come back and be able to really right some of the wrongs and be able to do some of the things that God created us to do. I've always felt like at the center that what we did ultimately was to allow every young person that came there the opportunity to be who God created them to be. And I think that's been our mission and that's been our purpose. I think it's best said in terms of my work, the things that I love the most. It's best said by a phrase that's in some of the 12-step literature. It's actually in the 12 and 12, those of you that know that. And this is what it says. It says, I am here today because of the grace of God. And whatever success I may have is much more His success than mine. And that is about my life. Thank you so much.